Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. Now, I've done a series called Is He a Hall of Famer, where I take a look at a player, former athlete, or someone whose career is winding down. Take a look at their career. Guy who's on the fence as to whether or not they belong in the Hall of Fame. Not a short fire Hall of Famer, not a guy who nobody thinks should be in. Give my final verdict as to whether I believe they belong in or not. And as always, I love to hear in the comments from you guys whether you believe this player should or should not be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I used to do it every Thursday. Took a little bit of a hiatus. I think it's been over a month since I've done my last one. But I'm going to bring it back this Thursday because of a response to a X post from the Diesel Shaquille O'Neal. No, I'm not talking Shaquille O'Neal. Of course, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. But a former teammate of his, is he a Hall of Famer? The 31st episode is Mr. Big Shot Bob Robert Horry. Horry was selected with the 11th pick overall in the 1992 NBA draft out of Alabama by the Houston Rockets. He played his first 4 seasons with the Rockets until he joined the Phoenix Suns for 32 games in the 96-97 season. Played 22 games that same season with the Lakers and spent until the 2002-03 season with the Lakers. Ended his career with 5 seasons with the San Antonio Spurs, his last being in 2007-08. Altogether, 16 seasons in the NBA. Let's take a look at his career numbers via his basketball reference page. And if you just look at his career numbers, you're like, why is an episode of him even being done? We'll get more into that. Of course, if you know his backstory, you may know why. But Horry, 1,107 games. Rather pedestrian career averages of 7 points, 4.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists. The win share is not bad, 66.3%. But as you see, over by his jersey numbers, on top of that, 7-time NBA champion. We hear Jordan 6 rings. We hear LeBron trying to chase him. He has 4 rings. Jordan went 6-0. Well, Robert Horry was 7-0 in the NBA Finals. He has the most championship rings by a non-Celtics player from the 1950s or 1960s. We take a look at his season-by-season numbers. So, started off his career with the Rockets. In his second and third seasons, the Rockets won back-to-back championships. He also won a three-peat with the Lakers and then won 2 rings with the Spurs in his career, giving him a total of 7 rings for his career. Again, not great field goal percentage, not great three-point percentage. He had 3 seasons in his career where he averaged double digits in scoring. His career high in rebounding came in 97-98 with 7.5. Put up some good assist totals, especially earlier in his career. Many seasons with over a steal per game, many seasons with over a block per game. But again, nothing on this shouts out Hall of Fame. But as I mentioned, he has those 7 rings, which is unprecedented in my lifetime. Nobody else has won 7 during my lifetime. We take a look at his career playoff numbers. 244 games. So his 244 games in the playoffs are the 4th most in NBA history, only behind LeBron James, Derek Fisher, and Tim Duncan. He is also 4th all-time in most postseason wins. So he started off his career very well. You see he was a starting forward for both of the Lakers championship teams, starting all 45 games during those playoff runs. In the 2001-02 season, was mostly utilized as a starter. His 6th ring, while with the Spurs, was playing 26.9 minutes per game in the postseason. His 7th ring, his averages dipped, but he was still playing 20 minutes a game. So, it's not like, Udonis Haslem at the end of his career where he was barely playing. Robert Horry was getting big minutes for all 7 of the championships. Matter of fact, at least 20 minutes per game in each of those 7 postseasons. 1.1 steals per game, nearly a block per game, 7.9 points, 5.6 rebounds. Again, rather pedestrian averages, but Big Shot Bob, why did he get that nickname? Because he hit so many big shots. I think this is the first time I'm ever sharing something on Wikipedia, but he's even got a section on his Wikipedia, notable playoff clutch plays. So we see numerous shots in the postseason where he came up big. They give 8 instances. Probably the most famous was that May 26, 2002 Western Conference Finals Game 4. As it says, Sacramento Kings at Los Angeles Lakers. The Kings led 99-97 with 11.8 seconds left. After Kobe Bryant attempted a game-tying shot and missed, Shaquille O'Neal attempted a putback. When that missed, Vlade Divac knocked the ball away to try to run out the clock. Vlade Divac, a longtime Laker, was on the Kings at the time. However, it went right to Horry, who hit the game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer to give the Lakers a 199 victory and tie the series at 2, going back to Sacramento for Game 5. LA eventually beat the Kings in 7 and went on to win their 3rd straight NBA championship. So definitely would have been likely that the Lakers would have not have won the 3rd championship of their three-peat if it wasn't for that shot from Big Shot Bob. They would have lost most likely in the Western Conference Finals to the Kings. He would have the same amount of rings as Jordan rather than 1 more. So again, not many guys who could say they have a Wikipedia counting their numerous clutch shots. So again, I mentioned the Diesel Shaq kind of brought this Is He a Hall of Famer to my attention. So this is via SI.com, October 23rd, so 3 days ago. Shaquille O'Neal pleads Hall of Fame case for Robert Horry. So, the NBA legend jumped at an opportunity to state his case for former Lakers teammate Robert Horry's inclusion in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame on Sunday night, and he did so emphatically. O'Neal responded to a prompt on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, that asked whether Horry should be in the Hall of Fame. The answer is HMF, so expletive in there. Yes, and yes, I'm yelling, O'Neal wrote. One of 9 players in NBA history to win 7 NBA titles. Of course, as I mentioned, the first 8 were guys from the Celtics in the 50s and 60s. Horry won 3 championships alongside O'Neal from 2000 to 2002 with the Lakers. Prior to that, he won 2 titles with the Rockets. Late in his career, captured 2 rings with the Spurs. Was renowned as a clutch postseason contributor. Rudy Tomjanovich, his head coach with the Rockets, was recently inducted to the Hall of Fame, I believe 2021. So this is via Fox Sports. Robert Horry belongs in the Hall of Fame, legendary coach says during induction speech. Yes, 2021. So Rudy Tomjanovich was inducted in the Hall of Fame over the weekend, and during his enshrinement speech, he vouched for Horry, who won 2 rings as a member of the Houston Rockets. I want to speak up for Robert Horry to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, Tomjanovich said via AL.com. He is truly a legendary player. He made so many clutch shots. He's got 7 rings to prove it. This is where he belongs. Bill Simmons, a writer I've always loved. Back in 2002, he wrote, what was it called? The Book of Basketball. So we had his Hall of Fame pyramid. So basically his guys that belong in the Hall of Fame included 96 players. Did have them ranked. Where does he rank Horry? He puts Horry in that group of 96, 84th all time, of course, because of his postseason exploits, his 7 rings. So Bill Simmons also believes that Robert Horry belongs in the Hall of Fame. So again, rather pedestrian averages, nothing that would even come close to screaming out Hall of Fame, but countless big shots, 7 championship rings. My verdict. Do I think Robert Horry belongs in the Hall of Fame? No. I think production needs to be a part of whether you should be in your sports hall of fame, in my opinion. And Robert Horry doesn't come close to providing that. In my eyes, his biggest comparison, if we were to go NFL, would be a Julian Edelman. And Julian Edelman was definitely a more productive player than Robert Horry, but was a guy who came through countless times in the clutch, helping the Patriots win Super Bowls. Now, he doesn't have as many rings as Horry, but again, his Hall of Fame case is mostly due to postseason and coming through in the clutch. And when he did come through in the clutch, he was more productive than Robert Horry was. So I'm going no. I believe there probably will be some people who say, well, you can't talk about NBA history without Robert Horry due to his 7 championships, but no one was considering him top 3 player really on any of those 7 championship teams. Maybe the Rockets' first championship team with Keem Olajuwon on both of those championship teams. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Robert Horry should be in the Hall of Fame? And there's countless others, former players, coaches, who think that he should be enshrined in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, but I am not one of those. But again, let me know if you agree, disagree. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.